preparing to live stream the meeting. And then once we're on, Brenda, I'll immediately try to make you the host, okay?
Okay.
Okay, done redirecting. Let's see. Okay, there we go.
We're live.
Yay.
Hi, good evening. I'm
That's
so
it.
excited. We're live on Facebook tonight to do our pre-publication week launch with Kristin Harmel for the very exciting Forest of Vanishing Stars. So we're happy to have everybody with us for a little Friday night fun. And welcome, Kristin. Thank you for
so much for
coming.
having me. All right, okay, Brenda, I'm making you host. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're the host now. Can you tell?
Yes.
Okay, yay. All right. Yes, Brenda is the host now.
Oh, the hostess with the mostest. But we are very excited to have Kristin with us tonight because we get kind of an early peek, seeing as we're pre-publication day to hear all about the Forest of Vanishing Stars. And so we want Kristin to tell us about the book, but I want to indulge for a moment here and play for everybody this fantastic trailer that was created for the book, and then Kristin can tell us a little bit more about it. And I am having trouble with my cursor, and that is why I'm probably making these faces.
Is that your cursor face?
Yes,
cursor
it is.
face.
That's my cursor face.
Oh my God.
It's my cursed cursor face. So my apologies. I'm going to share my screen now.
Great, cool.
And play this fabulous trailer for you.
I love it.
And I hope that it has the sound. Let's see. I tell you what, I'm going to stop the share and start it again. Whoop. Share screen. Oh yeah, I had to share the sound too. I almost. Okay, here we go, everybody.
Oh, I think it's muted. There you go. And that pasta looks good too.
Yay!
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
That's so cool. How does that make you feel when you see, like, for the book trailers, is that something that you are involved with, or is that something like your team does? And, like,
That's
you don't see it?
It's something my publishing team does. So gosh, they sent me this one and I think I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was just it's the most beautiful one they've ever done for me. I mean, it's so beautiful, and like that music is so stirring, and it like says exactly the right things. And it's funny, like I wish I could be as succinct as that book trailer is, because if you ask me about the book, which I know you're going to do in a minute, so I'll make my point, I ramble for like 10 minutes and that just got the point across in like 20 seconds.
No, you do much better than that with your book excerpts. I tend to speak chronologically, so mine tend to go on and on when I'm describing a book.
Well, you know, wait, I don't really have my talk down for this that well yet. So, you know, I don't pay me that compliment yet. Wait until after I've told you about the book.
But it is funny though how much they were able to capture. Like you said, your team did it, but the music was so beautiful and so dramatic, and it just seems to capture the essence of what it's about.
Yeah, I know for this one they use like an outside film producer guy who does some of their videos for them, and he did one for the Book of Lost Names last year too that I was also really, really happy with. So yeah, I'm just super lucky that they hired him again for this.
Well, before we have Kristin give her summary,
my rambling speech,
her ramble that we all love. If you have any questions for her, spoiler free, of course, because I know most people have not read the book, please put them in the chat, and hopefully we can pull some before the night's over.
Perfect.
Great. And since we had that wonderful trailer to lead in, Kristin, I think what that speaks, it brings so many questions to my mind. And I know you're just at pre-launch, pre-pub day, but the music is striking, the video is striking. What was the most striking thing about your research for this book?
Ooh, about my research. Oh, there were so many interesting things. I think I probably did more research for this book than I have for any of my other books.
Wow.
I mean, I do a ton of research, obviously, for all of them, but I think this I needed to know more for, if that makes sense. And I had to kind of start from scratch. So I've been writing about World War II France for about a decade now. So we know when I write about World War II France, I already kind of have a starting point
Hmm.
because I kind of know, I understand it culturally and I, all of that. But uh, World War II Eastern Europe was very new for me. So I had to kind of acclimate myself, not just to the actual research into what happened in the forest, but just everything kind of surrounding it too, the timeline of the war there, and it was confusing. I mean, there were shifting national borders, like, it was Poland, and then it was the USSR, and then Russia, and then it was Poland, and then it was Germany, and then it was Belarus. So like the borders
Wow.
shifted, and then also the names of places shifted because they were under different controls. That just kind of made it really complicated. But you asked what the most surprising thing in the research. Probably one of the most surprising things was one of the things I started off with that led me to this story to begin with, was the story of the thousands of real life people who really survived the war by hiding in the depths of the forest. I mean, it's almost unimaginable. The book is not based on the Bielski group, but there is a group called the Bielski group, or the Bielski partisans. Um, and it was a group that eventually, by the end of the war, had 1,200 people in it.
Wow.
And as a society of 1,200 in the middle of the woods, they managed to evade the Germans. I mean, it's extraordinary. The real story behind that is absolutely fascinating.
And you posted on the book club page about, and I guess Friends in Fiction, about the brother, the Bielski
Yeah.
brother that you interviewed, and how amazing was that?
Yeah, it was incredible. He's almost 94. He'll be 94 this month. He is the only surviving brother of the Bielski brothers. So there were four, there were, I think, 12 siblings overall, but four of the brothers wound up hiding in the woods together. There's a movie called Defiance that tells their story. It's a 2008 movie that stars Daniel Craig as Tuvia Bielski, the older of the four brothers, or the oldest of those four. Liev Schreiber is one of the brothers too. It's an incredible movie that kind of tells their true story. But Aaron was the youngest of the brothers in the woods. He was 14 when his parents were taken away and murdered, and when he fled into the woods to join his brothers. And I've said now several times, I feel like I had accumulated this enormous collection of details about what it was like to survive in the forest. But talking to him gave a beating heart to those details, because it was someone telling me from his own experience, this is what it felt like. And at that point, I wasn't asking him questions like, well, what did you eat in December? Because like I had figured all
Mm.
of that out, but it was
Hmm.
more like, what did you take away from that time period? Like, what was religious practice like in the woods? Like, things like that were things that I hadn't been able to glean from the vast amounts of research I had done. And it was just incredible and really inspiring. I mean, his job and his family's group was to sneak into the ghettos and convince people to leave, because it wasn't just a group that sheltered people who found their way there, and it wasn't just a group that sheltered people who could fight back. Like, some of the groups in the woods really were just comprised of young men with weapons who banded together and tried to survive and tried to undermine the Germans. But in the Bielski group, I think, gosh, I'm not remembering exactly off the top of my head, but I think it was 70%. I might be off on that, but I think it was 70% women, children, and elderly people. So people who wouldn't have
Wow.
been considered like desirable warriors. You know what I mean? But they felt like their way of fighting back was to survive, and the more people who could survive, the better they were fighting back. And I thought that was so beautiful. So he went into these ghettos and talked people into leaving. I mean, it was, but just to think of the role he played and the lives he saved, and It was incredible. But again, the book is not about that group.
Right.
There were lots of refugee groups in the forest that were much smaller than theirs. But that group was the most well known and the largest. So that's why it was such a neat honor to talk to him.
But just the emotional connection that you could make beyond what your
Yeah.
research was,
Yes.
just be amazing.
Well, and I mean, we're not going to have these chances for many more years, are we? I mean,
Right.
he was a teenager during the war, so he was young, and
And he
now
was how old?
he
Oh,
was 14 when he fled into the woods. He's about to be 94. So, yeah, that's
Wow.
right.
wow.
That is correct. It was December 1941 when his parents were killed, and that's when he went into the woods.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
just sad. I mean, it's one thing to read about those things happening, and then I don't know, it there's something about the way it hits you in the heart when you talk to a real person who
Yeah.
actually went through something that is almost, I mean, it's unimaginably horrific, right? I mean,
Right.
to think that humans were doing that to other humans.
I
It
know.
it within the last 100 years, and I mean, don't even get me started on the fact that similar things have happened in other parts of the world much more recently, right? But it's just
Right.
a horrific thing to think about, you know.
Mm.
So I guess I'm Debbie Downer for the
I
evening.
was going
Like
to say,
wah, wah,
well,
wah.
Lisa, let's hope there's something more upbeat in the chat.
Well, well, switching gears a little bit. There's a lot of chatter in the chat about how stunning the cover is,
Oh, so beautiful.
and
I'm
it
so
is.
happy
It's
with it.
beautiful.
Thank
But one
you.
specific question, there's a lot of people that have commented, but one specific question from Marlene Waters was,
Hey, Marlene.
did you pick the red coat, or did you pick the color of the coat to be red?
I did not. And that was the first time I saw the cover. I thought it was beautiful, but then I thought, why would she be wearing a red coat in the woods? Like that doesn't like that didn't make sense to me. And I was like, I don't know about this, but they were like, we really love the cover and we feel like this pops. And I mean, I'm so in love with it too. I think it's gorgeous. But I will tell you that the first time I saw the cover, because covers often go through a lot of versions before you land on a final one. I am so fortunate that I have a wonderful cover designer. I think this is my fourth or fifth cover that she has done, and I think she knocks it out of the park each time. She's amazing. But the coat, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a little tattered now. Like
Hmm.
her scarf is kind of
Yeah.
a little not really threadbare, but like worn and basic, and like her coats. It's like a standard heavy coat, but like it's not that fancy. The first cover they sent me, it was fancy, and this was fur. And I was like, no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
Uh,
like no. And so, I am so in love with the cover that we landed on, but
I
I
love
ended
it.
up writing a scene in the book that explained the coat because I felt like it needed to be explained. And so
Oh,
it's interesting because you get covers before I think I even saw this cover before. I think I had finished the first draft, but I certainly was not anywhere close to being through the editing process. So I added a scene, and I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think what I added was that she takes it. Oh well, I don't want to give anything away, but she's in it. She is in a village at some point, and takes it, which of course you would do if you have access to a coat and you know you're returning to a forest, right? So she takes the coat, and that's why she has this coat, and it does in fact make sense, and I'm super happy with what we landed on. But it was funny that in this case the cover actually influenced that one tiny little piece of the book.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that little behind the scenes peek
Well, I've
of
also
how
got
it
to
came
tell you,
about.
it wasn't initially called The Forest of Vanishing Stars either. My working title was The Dove of the Dark Forest because Yona, the main
Oh,
character, has a dove birthmark on her wrist that gets darker as she gets older, and it's like the name Yona is it means dove in Hebrew, so like dove's very much a part of her identity, and I loved the idea of like a dove taking flight and meaning in like dove means peace and like all those things, like it tied together perfectly for me. But the consensus in-house was that Dove of the Dark Forest sounded like a YA novel, like a young adult novel. And I
Uh,
was like, yeah, I guess it does. Like, I can see that point. Now I can see the
yeah.
point. At the time I was like, no, I love it. Like,
I'm
you're
not
wrong.
giving
But
it
of
up.
course they were right. And so we came up with The Forest of Vanishing Stars in kind of a panic because we needed a title and we had like a week to do it. So it was me and the other four friends and fiction authors plus Meg Walker on one email chain or text chain. And then it was my publicist, my two publicists, my editor, and my literary agent on another email chain. And we were all like, what about this? What about that? And we were all just throwing out everything we could think of. So The Forest of Vanishing Stars was like a combination of various things that both groups threw out. And then I wrote a couple lines into the book that underscored The Forest of Vanishing Stars because I love the title and I love that there's like a double there are like multiple layers of meaning in this title also, which makes it the perfect, to me it is the
Yeah.
perfect title, but it took me a long time to get there. So those are the two things in the book that came from things I didn't intend. So there you go. There's your inside baseball,
That is
right?
so cool. A nice little peek behind the scenes. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that. That's
Sure.
so
Yeah.
awesome. I like the other title too, but I think The Forest of Vanishing Stars is perfect.
I think so too. I think it fits the book a little bit better. But yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
It's funny though, because in my head it'll always be Dove of the Dark Forest. You know what I mean? Because it was that for so long. Oh, Brenda, you're muted.
So sorry, my dogs were clawing at the door, so I had to
Oh,
mute.
no worries.
They wanted to join the chat. Um,
It's a
you know,
very
as
exciting place to be. I don't blame you.
yes,
Yes.
totally. As a reader, you just kind of think that it was in the book and that you picked up
Yeah.
on it, and someone said, "Hey, that would be a great title," but knowing that how it was brainstormed and
Yeah.
evolved, and then you went back and
Well, I
wove it into the book makes it even more amazing.
I love that the other four authors were a part of it though, because they were such a part of writing this book to begin with. Like I really don't think I would have finished it on time if it was not for them. It was those morning writing sprints that we've talked about before that, that Mary Kay and Patty started, and it that motivated me to sit down every morning and write. I mean, I give them all the credit for this. So it kind of it only made sense then that they would also help me come up with the title, you know? If they could just do all my books for me, that would be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's been, we thank them too because, we're very thankful to have the results of all of those
Oh,
labors and those,
thank you.
and those
Thank
writing
you.
sprints.
Thank you.
So, Kristin, would you like to tell us a little bit about, I know you posted about the launch party on Wednesday. Could you tell us a little bit about the musical?
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, I have to preface this by saying I think sometimes when you say musical, people get the wrong idea and think that it's going to be like upbeat and like, I mean, we're not doing like an upbeat, you know, I don't even know how to put it.
It's not in the Heights.
No, it exactly, exactly. So basically, if you've been there for our other launches, we do Friends in Fiction theater, right? Like where we act out something from the book. So I was thinking and thinking, like, what can I do with the Forest of Vanishing Stars that's going to be different? Like, how do I raise the stakes on Friends in Fiction theater? Um, it just came to me one day. I was like a musical retelling of the Forest of Vanishing Stars. And so what it basically is, it's a 15-minute little mini musical, and it's essentially a retelling of the book without any major spoilers. So the five of us take turns narrating it, and we have three guest singers who are coming in because we really did want to treat it with the gravity that it's a serious, the stories that it's based upon are serious and real and need to be honored, right? And so we wanted to have professional musicians come in and kind of do it the justice it deserved. So my friend Christina Sivrich, who used to be on Broadway, she was in Grease, she was in The Wedding Singer, she's amazing. She used to do Disney Cruise Line. She was in one of the shows at Disney. I mean, she's just incredible. She's going to play the part of Yona. My friend Stephen Kellogg, who's a singer-songwriter, I actually know him through another author named Allison Hammer, who I've known for like 20 years. She's the one who wrote You and Me and Us, and oh my God, what was the book that just came out? I'm like totally blanking. It just came out a couple months ago. I'll think of it. But I loved it, but my brain's not working tonight. But anyhow, Allison introduced Stephen and Stephen is going to come on and do the role of Alexander. And then our very own Sean, who you guys all know, he's our behind the scenes guy. We tease him that he's our cabana boy. He actually has a single coming out at the end of next week, which hopefully he'll play a little clip of on the show, which is awesome. But he's going to be Zeus. So those are like the three main roles. And actually, if I can pull it up, let me see if I have it. Yeah, I can play you like or not play you, but if you excuse my bad singing, I will give you like a little preview of like how so like the first musical part.
Oh,
Please forgive
wonderful.
please forgive the
Book club
singing. This is
exclusive.
I know, I love it when we get.
So basically it starts off with Patty giving kind of the setup for the book, like saying what happens in the first chapter. And then we pick up with Yona. And the first thing we hear Christina singing is, and again, excuse my singing, this is why she's coming on, not me. It goes, alone in the woods, I find my way. The life I once knew feels so far away. I talk to the birds and I talk to the trees, but I'm all alone, just me. So it's kind of like that, and then we intersperse it with
Beautiful.
with uh description, and like we kind of tell the story of what happens in the forest. So I think it's going to be like no Friends in Fiction you've ever seen. And I hope it's enjoyable, and I'm so grateful to those three singers for joining us. And I get to listen to them rehearsing it the other day, and I had goosebumps. It was so cool. So
Oh,
I hope you
That's
all feel the same way when you're
awesome.
listening to it.
that's amazing. And I get what you say about musical, but that's what
Yeah.
opera is. And it's a very powerful way to express feelings. So I'm
Yeah.
sure that it's going to
Thank
be
you. I just didn't
amazing.
want anyone thinking that we're treating the subject matter with any kind of levity or disrespect, because of course we would
Sure.
never, that's not us,
Absolutely.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Kristen, Lisa and I wanted to make sure that we took a moment before we go any further in the evening to say thank you so much for including us in the acknowledgments of
Oh
the
my
book.
gosh. Yeah.
It
Oh
was very
my gosh.
touching, and we really appreciated it.
Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank
everything you
you.
do. You've been such an important part of our lives over the last year and a half, and you're such an important part of our world, and such an important part of Friends and Fiction. So, it would have been silly not to acknowledge you. You
Oh,
guys,
well,
so you do so much for us, and we all appreciate it so very deeply. We
oh,
adore both of you. So thank
We were
you.
so honored.
we
So
were.
Well,
We were
thank you for
very
saying that.
honored.
Thank you.
and
Thank
that
you
was
so
my
much.
first time seeing my name in an
Oh my
acknowledgement. So
gosh, that's
I was
awesome.
so
Oh,
glad that it was in your book, because
Yes.
my love for you stems for a long time.
you and I have known each other. What did we figure out since 2008? I think the
Long
Art of
time.
Yeah,
Introducing.
I
Yeah.
think it's 2008.
So you and I have been on this journey together for a long time, Lisa. So it's about time I put you in a book, right?
Oh, that's funny. Well, I know our half hour is just zooming by, but we did
Oh
want to have
my.
just a little surprise for you, Kristen. So we're going to take a moment here.
Aw,
We've got a couple of
oh
people
my
who might just want to
gosh. Look
say
at
hi.
That's
everybody.
funny.
I'm on.
Oh, we need some
Hi,
videos.
everyone. Oh my goodness.
Where is
Hi.
it?
Hi, Anissa.
Start
Hi,
video.
Jodina.
Okay,
And
there
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh. Hi,
this
Marlene.
is
Hi,
a
Susie.
representative
Oh
sample
my
of our.
gosh. Dallas.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
We need the video.
These are just a few of our book club members.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome, you guys. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Oh my God, this is awesome. I love seeing
I
this.
don't think you're saying it that well, but
Rika, we can't see you.
I'm working on it.
Okay, good.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about Litchfield Books, you guys. I'm so
We're
excited
so
to come up
excited for
there.
you to be here.
saying it that well, but
Rika, we can't see you.
I'm working on it.
oh no.
Working on it.
About Litchfield Books, you guys. I'm so excited to come up there. Oh, hey.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my
Hey.
goodness. Oh my God, look at Baba with her big congrats. balloon.
Funny.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Oh,
my God.
We just
Congratulations.
wanted to overwhelm you with love and support. We are
Look
so
at Bubba. Oh my God, I cannot get over it.
We have to get a screenshot. So
Yes.
for sure.
I should have
Can you
planned
do
this
it? I don't know.
better.
Can you do it,
we
Lisa?
needed a screenshot, and we want to be. Anissa had a nice sign too.
Yeah.
excited.
Oh wait, we have someone else. Hold on one second.
I love that.
Hold on, Nicole's coming back.
Yeah, Nicole might have a surprise too.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hoping she has.
I would love to.
I love that.
You guys are hilarious. Oh my gosh, and look at Anissa with her
Nicole
two
might have
signs.
Vanishing
Love it.
stars. There I am.
Ah,
Okay,
Nicole.
Nicole, she
Oh my
made
God,
it.
Baba has the stars on her head too. Hey, Nicole.
Okay, so we are going to do. If everybody can hold their congratulations
God.
up, we're going to do a screenshot. Okay, Nicole, she
Oh my
made
God,
it.
Baba.
Showing everybody's enthusiasm.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious.
All right. Hold their congratulations up. We're going to do a screenshot.
That's
I did one.
Okay,
You want to
great,
do
great,
another one?
Enthusiasm.
Oh,
Do another?
okay.
All
Thank
right.
you guys for making signs and for joining
Yeah,
us.
this was
We're
so
so
great,
excited to
you
be
guys.
here.
Thank you all so much.
Congratulations.
You guys, thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you all for being so what? I just cannot get over Bubba. She's cracking me up.
Can't wait to see
I
you
wish
next
I'd
week.
gotten my sparklers to light. It's too windy out there.
Oh my God, Nicole, you
No,
have a
Nicole's
sparkler?
got
That's what that is?
sparklers.
What a great idea.
Sparklers.
Yes.
Funny.
I'm a fireworks fan. That's
What a great idea. Oh, this is
I was
hilarious.
like, oh my gosh, that's
I found
awesome.
a sign the size of my congratulations.
You guys, I am so touched. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to every single one of you. I mean, all of you guys on here, all of you watching out there. It is
Size of my
it is such an honor to be among you and to feel your support. And it means more than I could ever say to all of you. Thank you so much. You
Love
all
your
make me
book,
so
babe.
emotional, but I couldn't do what I do without you guys, and it just means so much. Thank you for the love. I love you guys all. Thank you.
You're the best.
love you.
We
You're
love
wonderful.
you.
Congratulations.
I'll see you
Almost
next
pub
Sunday.
day.
Oh my
Thanks
God, yes.
everybody for
Happy
popping in. You did
Yes.
fabulous.
Thank you guys.
You
so
were
much.
our star.
Oh my gosh,
So excited to read the book.
You're the best.
Thank you guys.
Wonderful.
This means
See y'all
so much
later.
to me.
Congratulations again.
Okay, you guys, if you want to stay on, if you guys want to stay on for the end, please mute. If you guys want to mute and stay on, or you could pop off. But we do have a few announcements we want to make, and if you want to stay on, we'd love to have you. We'll just ask you to mute. And
Brenda, what a great surprise. Thank you so much. That really meant so much to me. I mean, because you guys, like I hope you know, like when we're having our author meetings, we meet every Thursday, the five of us and Meg. And we spend the first 10 or 15 minutes like talking about all of you guys, like you're our, like we talk about, like, oh, did you see what so and so posted, or like, oh, did you, like Anissa just read this book and she said it was really good, or like, oh, did you see what Dallas said, or Marlene said this, like like you're such a part of our world. Like I hope you all know that, like you are a part of our. I just sound like an idiot right now, but thank you.
No,
I hope
don't.
you all know how much you mean to all five of us. You truly do.
Oh, thanks so much, Kristen. I'm sure everyone is enjoying it. The book club has meant a tremendous amount to us too, as well. And we are just so happy to help you celebrate this. I do want to make a couple of housekeeping announcements before we wind up tonight, and maybe Lisa has something from the chat or will wind us up tonight. But we definitely wanted you to be aware that our book club discussion of the Forest of Vanishing Stars with Kristin coming back to see us will be August 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So yay, we're excited about that when everyone's read the book. And our book club 1 year anniversary party is coming up on July 23rd, and you will be hearing more about that, but there will no doubt be surprises and twists and turns coming for our 1 year celebration.
And one thing I just want to announce that we're asking our members to send in a video up to 30 seconds of either their favorite book club memory or why they love the book club, or just a simple happy 1 year anniversary. And if you could send those videos to Friends and Fiction Book Club at gmail.com by July 9th, we would appreciate it. And Brenda and I won't see the videos until the night of the party. So that's the one thing we won't know.
And it's Friends and Fiction Book Club with an and, not the ampersand. And
Yes.
we'll post it, but we wanted you to know, those who are visiting us tonight and spending Friday evening with Kristin. The other quick announcement I wanted to make is, or at least the question for Kristin is, where can people get signed copies of your new novel?
That is a great question. So right now they're available. Yep, at Litchfield Books. We'll have them because I will be doing an event with them. So right now you can get them at Writer's Block Bookstore, which is my local independent bookstore, and they will also be our featured bookseller this week on Friends and Fiction, which we usually don't announce. I probably shouldn't have said it. We don't usually announce it until the weekend, but they will
Another
be
exclusive.
exactly our upcoming bookseller. And I will tell you that there's going to be one more opportunity if you want to get your books personalized there. We'll tell you that on we'll give you the details on Wednesday night, but if you order them by Thursday at noon, I will personalize them Thursday night when I do a party with Writer's Block. But after that, they're available basically at any of the places I'm going. So if you look at my events page, if as long as you order before the event, bookstores such as Litchfield Books, who are being kind enough to host me, you can order books through them, and I will sign them when I'm there for their events, and then they will ship them to you. So if you miss that Wednesday deadline, or if you realize later you'd like to buy a copy for somebody else, hint hint.
Yeah, I was going to say Dallas has 2 copies.
There's plenty of time, and Litchfield Books, I'm just so excited to visit them, and that'll be a great place.
250.
250. So Dallas has 250 copies. That's awesome. Yeah. So any of the stores where I'm doing events, and probably most of them would take a personalization request too, I would think. So yeah, Dallas has given us the thumbs up for Litchfield. So that's one of them. But thank you. Do you guys want to tell them that you're going to be popping onto our episode? Did we want to talk about that?
Well, we could give a little.
We could.
Yes. So, is that okay? Can I mention?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
You're at the ball.
Your fearless book club leaders, Lisa and Brenda, may be making a not so surprise, because now I've told you, appearance on on the launch episode on Wednesday, because a launch of the Forest of Vanishing Stars would not be complete without the two of them, because they were such an important part of this last year too. So they're gonna be there on the episode, which I'm really excited about. So make sure you watch the whole thing. Don't just sign off after the musical.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned we won't be part of the musical.
You don't want me to be part of the musical. Trust me.
After you've heard my singing, you don't want me singing the musical either. So
you had a nice voice. We could be the backup dancers. I think we talked about this before. Oh goodness. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us and helping us celebrate the launch of The Forest of Vanishing Stars. If you have not pre-ordered this book yet, I don't know why. Please do. As Mary Kay Andrews says, buy her book, damn it.
That's awesome.
But we're so grateful for everyone for coming tonight. And thank you to everyone who popped in with your signs and your love. It was awesome. You
I'm
guys are the
so
best.
grateful to all of you. It means so much to me. And thank you, Lisa and Brenda, for coordinating all this too. You guys you're just the best. We're all so lucky. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
y'all
you.
have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday night.
Thank
Yep.
you guys. Thanks
Everyone
for making my
take
night.
care.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.